Let's go over how to write each of these numbers based on the expanded forms that are given. As a quick warm up, recall that when we write a number in expanded form, we're splitting up the place values. We see the ones place value, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s, the 100,000s, and so on. We could go on as far as we need to. So in this little warm up example, we can see that we have 9 ones, so I could put a 9 there as I start to write this number. I see that we have 110, so I might put a 1 there. And then we see we've got 300s, so we put a 3 there in the hundreds place. We have 4,000, so put a 4 in the thousands place. We see 5 10,000s, right? Because that's 50,000. So in the 10,000s place, we put a 5. And then we have 600,000s. So in the 100,000s place, we put a 6. Finally, you might want to put a little comma there so we can easily see that's 654,319. That's how we turn that expanded form back into a nice single number. And as we did there, you may find it easier to go from the ones place and proceed to the left. So in this first example, we've got 300 plus 1. How do we write that as a single number? Well, what do we have in the ones place? Clearly, it's 1. What do we have in the tens place? We actually don't see any tens in this expanded form, so in the tens place, we would put a 0. What do we have in the hundreds place? Well, we see 300, so in the hundreds place, we would put a 3. And of course, that's it. There's nothing left to write out, so 300 plus 1, that's 301. In this example, again, we may begin by trying to see how many ones we have. I notice we don't have any ones, so we might start with a 0. Then, how many tens do we have in this expanded form? We see there are 8 tens, so in the tens place, we put an 8. How many hundreds are there? Well, it appears there is 100, so in the hundreds place, we put a 1. How many thousands are there? I notice there are no thousands. We have this, but that's tens of thousands. So in the thousands place, we would just put 0. Now, as for the 10,000s, we can see that there are 7 of those. 70,000 is 7 10,000s. So in the 10,000s place, we put a 7. And so this number is 70,180. You can also think of counting the zeros to make sure you don't miss a place value. 100 has 2 zeros, but then the next term, 70,000, has 4 zeros. So we skipped over the 3-0 term. That means that this number had no thousands, which is why we have a 0 in the thousands place. Last example, looking for the ones, we see there are 5 ones, so start with a 5. And then how many tens do we have? Well, I see there are no tens. For example, counting the zeros, there are no zeros with 5, but then the next term is 900, which has 2 zeros. Clearly, we skipped over the place value of the tens, because there are no tens in this number, and so we'd put a 0 in the tens place. Next, how many hundreds are there? We see there are 9, so we'll put a 9 in the hundreds place. How many thousands are there? Like the previous example, there are no thousands. We jump straight to the tens of thousands. So in the thousands place, we're going to have to put 0. Now, how many 10,000s do we have? We see there are 2 10,000s. So in the 10,000s place, we put a 2. Finally, in the hundreds thousands place, we see that there are 4 of those, 400,000s. So we'll put a 4 in the hundred thousands place. And that's the end of this number, 420,905. That's how to write a number based on its expanded form. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll leave a link in the description to my video going over the other direction, writing out the expanded form from the number. Thanks for watching.